Hey everyone, it's Larry the Bearded Wonder. I just wanted to put out before the show a little post-production housekeeping. First of all, we want to humbly apologize for being off our regular schedule for the last several weeks. Due to a number of things going on with everyone across the board, it's made it very difficult to hit our usual Monday morning output. Additionally, this episode was supposed to have gone up Thursday morning and didn't. So for the sake of clarity, because it is mentioned in here, that's why there was talk of a possible upcoming, as yet unconfirmed direct at the point, because this was recorded on Wednesday. I, however, have been kept down pretty much all week with a fairly horrendous illness that has just kicked my ass, which is also why there was no Warp World episode after the direct on Thursday. I'm starting to feel better. Things are starting to kind of hit their stride again, and I want to say we're sorry for the inconsistency. We hope that you stick with us. We love you to death, and we are working really hard to get back into that regular rhythm that you guys know and expect from us. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for your patience and your understanding, and now back to your regularly scheduled pre-roll.
Starting the recording.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. We are fashionably late this week to just fuck everything. I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me is Eddie. I just got a biology lesson about diabetes and blood sugar V.
I'm a smart genius. Or what did Trump say? I'm a likely genius, or I'm just like, oh goodness, just go somewhere, sit in the corner. Hey everybody.
Politics out of this. That's what we do on our private time.
We'll probably talk after about what we've been playing, but I've been having discussions with certain people about certain things, and it's just, yeah. You just don't understand.
So Eddie, what have you been playing since we last convened?
So going to start with Xbox One. Played a little bit more Cuphead. Enjoying that. Getting a little bit further in Assassin's Creed Origins. Popped in Super Lucky's Tale.
How mediocre was it?
It would be a good game if they fixed the controls. It's one of those, everywhere you land is ice, even though it's like earth. And I'm just like, oh no, this is definitely indie. And it's a decent platform. Do not get me wrong. I love where they're going with this game. And you know, characters cute, the voice acting is funny. But it gets challenging because it tries to be Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and it fails because of the controls and not literally not being able to see in the background. Like, you kind of wish that the background, when you go to this, like, another plane, it follows you or does something. But because of the color palette sometimes being hard to see because it's like it's way in the back, you're missing jumps and platforms and stuff like that. So it's just like, okay. But it's a decent game. I'm gonna play a little bit more. I might not, like, I'm probably am gonna try to complete it, and so I can open up all the worlds. But I don't know if there's a reward if you get everything, and if you don't, if there's not a special ending or anything, you just getting it for achievement points, then I'll just beat the game and be done with it. But that's what I've been playing.
I want to ask, because I saw a comment about the Super Lucky's Tale the other day that said Super Lucky's Tale would be a pretty decent game if Mario Odyssey hadn't just come out.
No. No. Super Lucky's Tale
Still too fucked.
Super Lucky's Tale would be better if Mighty Number 9 was at the same level of quality. Because the controls played like a Mega Man game, and it's okay. I mean, it's better than Mighty Number 9, but it's so indie and it's so unpolished, and it's like some of its physics. It's just like you guys should have spent 4 more months on this game testing and getting it together. I don't know what your budget is, but if WeCore could get another chance at life and get things fixed, this game needs that chance, and it needs to be fixed. Like,
I don't know if that can happen, because, if we went from ReCore level of quality, which was almost there, to be fair, it had some problems, but it was almost there, to Super Lucky's Tale that is apparently just an unpolished mess.
It's unpolished in its controls. That's all. And controls meaning, like I said, physics. Like when you land,
nothing feels tight.
Nothing feels tight. Like, your double jump is not even a double jump. Like, okay, has anyone, like...
I think I saw that. It's more like a jump lunge, isn't it?
It can be, but it's... Go play Cuphead. All you listeners,
it's on
you got
the list.
I'm just saying. Play Cuphead and do one of the run and gun levels, and then do a 2D level of Super Lucky's Tale, and notice the difference in quality and control. Don't worry about the difficulty.
You probably throw back a few generations and say, go play Alien Hominid.
Heck, play Contra.
Go play Contra.
Heck, play Arcadia Warriors, and that was a vertical 2D play shooter.
Wah. So, anyways.
I would say go do Bionic Commando, but I don't want to make people cry about that.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Come on now. So, what else has been circulating?
Yes, so
systems?
I played that. I think I picked up Tomb Raider Legends. I picked up some games from Games with Gold, but I haven't started them yet.
Okay.
So, moving on to, and I was going to start Rainbow Siege because I got it for Christmas, but I haven't started that one yet. I'm waiting. Make sure that the servers are reliable to play on. Gonna go to my PlayStation 4. Playing more Titanfall 2 on easy, getting further in that game. I just beat like the second Titan. in that game. So I'm like halfway done with the game. So just some little bit more to go, and then I'll be done. And I'll probably finish that a little bit later on this week. Started up Yakuza 0. Such a fun game. I love that the fighting is very fast in here. And I really can't wait till I get into the story and just see the craziness on how Kiryu, and Gomama, I think that's his name, started out. Like how the Yakuza 0 series actually started. Can't wait to get more to that.
Right on.
Okay. So, installed Neo.
How is Keanu Reeves these days?
It's really good. Neo is really good. I actually tell you that. It's really good.
Has him and Lawrence Fishburne stayed in touch?
I don't know yet. That I don't know. Depends on if Keanu's been watching Lawrence Fishburne's daughter's porn. So,
well, family activities you can do together.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole. That's if you add. That's if you speak to all the PlayStation owners who watches Pornhub.
Yeah, that's a survey that came out, or
that came out of nowhere. I was cracking up. I'm like, wait, what?
We'll circle back to that.
Yeah, we'll circle back to that.
Tell us about the one.
So I've been popped in Neo, and the first thing that came up for install said 28 hours to install. I'm like, 20? Huh? What? I had spent 8+ hours installing that game.
I heard the text on the title screen says Johnny Mnemonic.
I wish it did. I really wish it did. So I literally had to because of that install for some unknown reason, because I picked up also Resident Evil 0 and the Unfinished Swan. Picked that up on a sale.
Oh, I want to play Unfinished Swan.
It looks good. It really does look good. I'm intrigued. It was like
only
$3.
10 years ago when they were first teasing it. I was like, that looks neat. I want that.
It was only $3 on PSN. So.
Well, when I get a PlayStation. Ta-da!
I still need to get Okami HD for Xbox One. I played it on PlayStation too many times, so I need it on the one. So I let that game install overnight. I called it a night with the bed, got up, came to work, came home. Neo was ready to go. And that's one of the discussions, but we'll talk about that later. And so I'm playing it, and I personally believe this game is way better than Bloodborne. It puts Bloodborne to shame. The action is fast. It's tighter in its attacks, and focus is easier to digest. Meaning that learning the game, you're easy to take in. Where I put on Facebook that Bloodborne at times, with this graphics, I don't care what some people think, it looks like Atari Jaguar in HD as a filter over that game in Bloodborne. Some of this graphics in Bloodborne looks janky. I don't know so much from Neo. I'm getting a little bit further. I'm still a little bit in the intro because I was talking about some other things. But
so you're still plugged into the machine then, right? You haven't gotten to the mini game where you're coaching an inner city baseball team of small children.
Yeah.
With a heaping amount, just a crushing amount of gambling debt.
Yeah, so I started up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be working on Neo from time to time. It really is like Ninja Gaiden, and I'm fine with that. I just like the movement of it. Cause it feels like Devil May Cry or action platform game. So it's
Yeah.
kind of fast and quick, but it's not combo based, which I kind of wish it was, but that's fine. I'll take it what it is. But I'm enjoying Neo, and I literally put that the time that it took me to install this game had better been worth it. And if it continues to impress me, I should be good to go. Saying that, yeah, the time that it took me to install it is like a really great game. I still got to install Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, so I'm gonna try to do that, and probably on the next podcast, probably on the next episode, I'll talk more about that. For Switch, I got to pick up Graceful Explosion Machine because it's on sale. So I need to get that. Playing The Mummy, get a little bit more further in Xenoblade Chronicles X, was playing it at the laundromat and and got so stuck in the game that my clothes was just stuck in the washing machine. And then like, oh, it's done. Put it in the dryer, went back to playing Xeno, was just like, how long my the clothes are dry. Oh, they're still a little bit wet. Played a little bit more. Went back to Xenoblade. Closed it once again in the dryer. I'm like, dang! It's just like it feels like I played the game for maybe 7 minutes or 5 minutes, and it was actually like about 25 minutes I have been playing that game. I was just like, wow.
How involved is the combat, all the systems in that? Because it's not my cup of tea, so I wasn't about to spend my money on it anyways. But I've seen a fair few people posting that, they were having a hard time wrapping their head around all the various systems in that game in order to make it work. But once they did, it was really enjoyable. But how bad is that barrier of entry?
Not really bad. It breaks everything down to you. Like it stops, explains it. It didn't give you the power for you to actually do it, so you know how it is. So throughout the game, at different times, it'll explain some of the battle stuff, and it's not too hard. Because since the game is only 10 chapters, a lot of learning about the game is kind of spread out. So it's not bad or anything. Most of the auto attack thing, you just gotta like lock on, find a good spot, because and they'll tell you on your attack buttons, when you press them to do a special move, whether you need to be on the back of them or if you need to be on the side of them, or if you land your special build, you can use your special. And then it just explains more stuff when you get to learn it. Because they show you on how to topple enemies, and then it shows how you can like throw them up in the air and fight them, doing special chain attacks. And there's going to be more about the game that you learn, but it's very easy. It doesn't take much to learn or anything. So
I need to know when you finish it, because I heard a rumor that that other game that you're playing, what was it called? Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves, the biography, the game. At the end, there's a guest appearance by Al Pacino, and he plays the devil.
Oh goodness!
I'm not going to let that go, just for the record.
Oh goodness! That was a good movie, though. I ain't gonna lie. The Devil's Advocate. So that's what I've been doing on Switch, and playing more Zelda Breath of the Wild. Playing some Puyo Puyo Tetris, jumping into that. I'm going to be returning to Fire Emblem Warriors because I just want to finish that game. Just really love it. It's still, I don't know, Nintendo last year with a lot of their role-playing style games or medieval games has had some of the best comedy. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is funny. Fire Emblem's Warriors
I don't know
is
if I
just
qualify
funny.
that as medieval.
I mean, medieval as in like they're like knights and stuff. You know, I classify that
Can't
as a
have
medieval,
knights in the future.
but not like that.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just the way that they dress. It has a medieval kind of feel to it. I don't know. That's what I just classify it as. So
I mean, Phantasy Star said there were knights in the future.
I'll, just hurry up and give that game to us. I want the
Eh.
cloud system. So, um, and then the Mummy Demastered I played some more of.
Ooh, so
Um,
good.
yeah, I'm supposed to be picking up Golf Story too. I'm just waiting.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Yes, yes, yes. All the
yes.
yes.
There's just too much to play at this moment, and I still need to get that. Uh, but I do have it on my wish list. I did end up making a wish list for my Switch.
Atta
Um,
boy.
yeah, so I got
Check that
that
wish list once a week to see what's on sale in your wish list and just grab that.
pretty
That's the
much.
best way to pick it apart.
Yeah.
I actually started doing a bunch of that myself.
Yeah, I can't wait for Zeo Drifters to drop. I really want to play that on Switch. Um, then for my 3DS, playing more Yokai Watch 2 and getting further in that. I'm like in another town, so enjoying that. And then I started up Monster Hunter Stories, and it's really good. It really is good. So I got to name my character, which is like my nickname Eddie, and I made him black with this
Of course you
wild
did,
white
you
hair.
fucking racist.
I know, I can't help it. Uh, made
Why
him
would
with
you
this,
disadvantage him like that?
cause he is. Made him with this like light ice blue hair, and then like ice blue cat cat design. That's what they call them, or cat fangs or something. Um, so I did that and then got into the game. So really enjoying it. And it's so charming and everything. Had it a couple of frame rate problems and the cutscenes, but I'm like, it's a cutscene, so that doesn't do nothing really for me. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Everybody, so hopefully I could be playing. Hopefully I'll end up finishing Titanfall 2, working on some other games. I really want to get through Assassin's Creed Origins because I should be halfway through that game, and I just want to finish it and get it out the way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right on.
what you been playing, Larry?
Oh, so I got a pile of eShop credit from work, and so I've just been spending copious amounts of money on the eShop. I've been playing the eShop on the Switch. It's fantastic. Common complaints are it needs to be better organized. Frankly, I don't have an issue with it. I like the way that it's laid out, but that's really besides the point. I finally got to start playing SteamWorld Dig 2. That excites me a lot.
Heard it's really good.
It is, but there's a but. It is super fucking talky. Like the original SteamWorld Dig kept all the chatter to a pretty sufficient minimum. This game wants to fucking talk all the damn time. That being said, that's my biggest complaint. Like, for me personally, the first SteamWorld Dig is this cathartic game that I can just play without thinking and not having to pay attention to dialogue or anything like that, because I know that all I'm going to do is just dig down and you will win the game. I'm like, I like that. That's relaxing to me. Hell, even the girlfriend picked it up and started enjoying it. My Wii U is actually at her apartment, and I had totally forgotten that I had SteamWorld Dig on my Wii U because I felt bad. I'm like, she's really enjoying this, but I can't send it with her because it's attached to my 3DS because it's a download. And then I was up there on Tuesday and was looking through my Wii U stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I have this. Things I fucking forgot about. So,
Wow.
but yeah, so upsides to SteamWorld Dig 2. And actually, I am hesitant to say that it's an upside for me personally.
Okay.
I can appreciate the fact that all the systems are more in depth. Like, you're not just buying upgrades, but you're like spending cogs for special abilities on certain things once you've bought certain levels of items and things. It's a little more it's not super complicated. It's just another light layer of depth. Just enough to be interesting without being cumbersome. That being said, I wouldn't be upset if it wasn't there. I would be perfectly happy just buying more armor, buy more water tanks, buy better lamps,
Yeah.
buy a better pick. But it's there. It's not terrible. There's some neat stuff. I've not gotten through all of it yet, but I'm playing with it. So that's a slight mixed feeling for me. On a 100% positive note, oh my God, the music in the town is amazing. Like between that music and the music for Wooded Kingdom from Odyssey,
Yes.
it's all the chill. It's so good.
Nice.
And I played another game with some really good music too that I quite liked, but we'll get to that. The other thing with SteamWorld 2 is that, oh my God, this map is fucking sprawling. Like, SteamWorld Dig was fairly straightforward. It was a vertical column, and your goal was to go down.
Pretty much, yeah.
2 is all over the place. It's got like weird little fucking interconnected rooms, and you like jump off the fucking plateau that the town is in, and you go through these windy plains to find some secret ruins and all kinds of shit. So it's big. It really is. It's bigger than it has any right to be for $20. But no, it's worth the money. It's good. I wish that the town music was everywhere.
Oh.
It's so good. I have on several occasions I've just turned it on to listen to it. I had to pick up a coworker the other day, and I had my Switch in the car, and I just plugged it into my car and turned up the radio so that I could listen to it on my car stereo for 20 minutes while I waited for him. Didn't play it, didn't even look at it, just listened.
Wow.
It was great. So, anyways, aside from SteamWorld, what else is I picked up and I fiddled with a little the update, which was supposed to be a patch, but is apparently just now being listed as a full separate release on the eShop. So be mindful of that. If you accidentally buy the original one, the update will switch to free, so you won't end up getting like double charged if you fucked up. But NBA Playgrounds finally has all the content that it was supposed to have available on the Switch, including online play, and the new enhanced version has supposed to have like all the downloadable content that came out for the original in it as well now, just all packed together. So it's a nice, neat little package, and it's a wonderful reminder that we were promised that anybody that bought that game before that content came out is still due to receive a free copy of the new Shazam game when that comes out.
Or the Shaq Fu?
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, not Shazam, Shaq Fu. Can I get a new Shazam game too?
Huh?
Can I get a Shazam game while we're at it?
No.
Please? Bring me Shazam.
No.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, so that's a thing to keep an eye out for if you bought into that early like I did. Oh, God. I did get to play some Earth Atlantis finally. And it's got elements of a couple of things that are good. It made some design choices that are bad. It has a mild feeling of Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet in that gravity is not relevant. You just kind of float through the stages.
Yeah.
And it's not one like super giant map like Shadow Planet, but it has kind of that feel where you're trying to find your way through to get to the next thing that'll let you progress along. It's definitely a shooter. It's, given though that you're kind of free roaming around this map, it's not your usual horizontal R-type style shooter. It's almost like you're in a decent sized maze-ish arena. I, for the most part, I like it. I want to like it more, but I can't. The boss fights that I've played so far are challenging but fun. Um, there are some things that don't feel terribly fair, but that comes more as a result of the aesthetic and the art style. It's very easy to not be able to differentiate when an enemy is in the background versus the foreground, because they will phase in and out of the background and the foreground. That's not okay. The whole paper sepia tone thing, a la Gunman Clive, a la the Carrot Seed children's book. It's a fine aesthetic for a different game. Things like the bullets get lost in it, and the worst offender is trying to read your fucking map, because it's that pale brownish, tannish color with a white outline map on top of it, and it's just super hard on the eyes to try and read it. It's a shame. A little bit of compromise on that art style would have gone a long, long ways. It definitely feels. I had to think back to Graceful Explosion Machine when that came out, like 10 months ago, because the Switch is almost a year old now. In any case, I recall making mention that Graceful Explosion Machine felt like you were underwater, not in space.
Yeah.
Earth Atlantis feels like you're underwater, and you are underwater. It makes sense here. That's a good thing, and I like that fact. All in all, there's fun to be had amidst some frustrations, and if it's on sale for like 20% off or more, grab it. Additionally, there's some inconsistencies that really pissed me off, like trying to find my way through this maze. There's debris, like scaffolding and shit all over the place. But the problem is some of the scaffolding you can float through because it's not physically there. It's just a picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't really exist. But most of it is, and there's no way to tell which is fake scaffolding that you can float through. And that's bullshit. I've actually got pictures of it I've got fucking screenshots going, why is this passable and this is solid? This makes no sense. So, like, if somebody had edited their game, like, I get the feeling that the folks that made it were too close to it by the end to see the niggling problems, and so it went out the way it did. Whereas if they had gotten a fresh set of eyes before they put it out, somebody would have pointed this shit out, and they'd have taken like an extra month and fixed it. So it doesn't quite hit greatness, but it's not bad. It's passable. And that's okay. So, if you can manage to have fun with it, more power to you. I managed to have some fun with it. I was happy about that. I wasn't over the moon with it, but not every game's going to be that, and that's okay. So, I picked up a couple of others that I've not gotten to touch yet because everything has been shitty, and I really want to be in the right mood to sit down and sink into them because they are more story centric. But I picked up Dead Synchronicity because that looked fucking twisted and awesome, and it was on sale.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god. Dude, have you seen the preview for that? Like, look at the trailer on that. That looks like some straight up Suda 51 fucked up shit.
I love that.
It looks really cool. I also picked up Thimbleweed Park because that just went on sale,
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of been on my radar.
Oh,
I like old school point and click stuff, so
so,
Thimbleweed is right up my alley.
so last time we talked on the episode, we were talking about Dead Cells, right?
Yes.
So one of my friends in Japan, or a Twitter friend, I should say, or a person that I follow, they work at this 8-4 and they translate games for Nintendo and like other countries and stuff. They're the ones that did Undertale's translation for PS4 in Japan. And they did the translation for the English version of Fire Emblem Awakening here in America. So they're known and everything. So one of the translators was talking about how he was playing Dead Cells. And I told him, I was just like, I think that should come to Switch in 2019 next year. And he definitely hit me back. He's like, yes. He's just like, dude, this game is so good. It's just so fun. And it's just sad that it's still that it's in early access. But I think that game, like I said, it needs to be on Switch. And I think next year, I think it will. If they get out of early access this year, it needs to be on Switch by summer of next year.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I do.
He literally has been enjoying it. I was just like, I'm now thinking to myself, I'm like, me and Larry literally just was talking about this game.
Mm-hmm. So that brings me to the other big humdinger that I wanted to talk about that I played. I played this game. I bought it without a second thought because I had read some things that piqued my interest, but I didn't go too deep. I just kind of looked at it and went, I saw a real brief synopsis that caught my attention, and I just wanted to let it surprise me. And surprise me it did. I can't say it's when somebody sticks their penis in your butthole and you're not expecting it, that's a surprise too, but it's not always a good surprise.
Well, depending if it's hard or not.
So if it's not hard, it's not going in, Eddie. Come on.
Hey, some people will try. They'll try to jam it in.
You are, how you say, to push a rope? So I picked up the Dear God, It's Me, Margaret, Can You Hear Me? Otherwise known by its more common title, The Dear God.
Oh, dear goodness.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's one of those, it looks good as a trailer, but not so much in the actual game.
yeah, I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. There's a phrase commonly used in the industry. We've all heard it. We all know it. And that phrase is procedurally generated. And the Dear God purports itself to be a procedurally generated, endless runner with light Metroid elements. And light is the key word there. The problem with that statement is that developers and publishers use the phrase procedurally generated for everything that means this is not a fixed repeating pattern, so it will be different every time you play. Mm-hmm. However, that's not necessarily the case. Games like the first SteamWorld Dig are procedurally generated. It runs through an algorithm to rearrange everything in a random pattern that it confirms will work. The Dear God is just randomly generated. And it may or may not work, but it's random. Like, it may send you on a quest, and in order to complete that quest, you need a very specific arrangement of terrain. and you may have to run through all the environments and circle back several times before the game will eventually randomly generate the specific arrangement of terrain that you need to complete a quest. And it's just a fucking mess.
Yikes.
The controls are simultaneously stiff and floaty.
Oh, God.
The art style looks good until it moves. When it moves, the illusion falls apart. The one redeeming factor, music's not bad. Music's pretty passable. I would totally just put it on and let it play. It's pretty enjoyable. The premise was cool. Like, I liked the premise of the story because you get a little bit of story at the beginning and then nothing. So that just went right out the fucking window. Way to just drop a great premise. The premise being that you're a hunter that gets killed while he's on a hunting trip with his buddy, going out to shoot some deer, and he gets killed by wolves, and he's reincarnated by the deer god and sent back to Earth as a deer to, protect all of the woodland creatures from the people that were assholes like him killing them. So there's this fairly irrelevant karma system too, that like if you kill or let the good woodland creatures die, then you'll get bad karma. But if you kill the hunters and the wolves that kill all the good woodland creatures, you get good karma. And you're supposed to get different abilities depending on which side your karma swings and how much you build it up. But you can actually just get all the abilities no matter what. It could have been really cool. You can see the germ of a great idea that just never managed to reach the soil and germinate.
Well, it did fairly well on Switch, I think.
And it's a shame because, frankly, I am a little upset that I paid the $20 for that game.
Yikes.
The Deer God is $20.
I would have waited for like a $7.99 sale. I'm sorry.
I would have, but it interested me, and I had money to blow that didn't really cost me anything. So I was like, I'll risk it on one. And the Deer God was that one.
Yep. And let the church say amen.
So that's the Deer God. And that's most of what I've been playing. I played a little bit of Koi on the Switch as well. It's this kind of mellow.
Is it Poi? P-O-I?
I thought it was Koi.
No, it's Poi.
A-O-I.
It's P-O-I.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That game where you play the fish. And it's pretty and it's mellow. It's a little Zen game. There's a large fish that wants to eat you. It's not hard to avoid.
Oh, yeah, that's Koi. Sorry. I
know told you.
There's a game.
I told you I knew what the fuck I was talking about.
There's a game called Poi, P-O-I. That's why. Koi I haven't heard. I haven't seen or heard of it.
It's like a little $4 or $5 game. It's okay if you need something to just kind of decompress your brain and not think.
Did you get that Blossom game?
Blossom Tales? I did not.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because everybody is raving about it. I picked up Kamiko when it launched.
Such a good game.
I love Kamiko. Kamiko is short, digestible. It's something that, you can get better and better and faster at the more you play it. And it's fun for that. I like that. It's kind of like Link to the Past designed for speed running perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Blossom Tales, though, is more of a full-blown Link to the Past top-down RPG. And I entirely respect Link to the Past. Link to the Past is just not my jam.
Really?
Really? I own it. I have a complete inbox copy with bullshit paperwork, manual, and the map and the cardboard insert. It's just not my jam. I've played it. I respect it.
Have you finished it?
Yeah, it's just not a thing that I think I will ever really go back to. It's not a thing
Well,
for me.
it is a game that.
I played the fuck out of Link Between Worlds, though. I liked that one.
Okay, of course. A Link to the Past, you can't like. I think once you beat it, whether you get everything or not, it's a game that you kind of have to maybe let 5 or 6 years pass and probably go back to it like on a Thanksgiving weekend, like a Black Friday or Thanksgiving Day, something to revisit like later on.
I just don't want to.
I know it doesn't have that kind of replayability to it, but it's something that when you first experience it.
For the record, anyone that wants to send hate mail about the fact that Eddie said Link to the Past is not replayable, you can send that direct to his Twitter account.
If not,
the lyrical one.
Right.
Direct all hate mail there.
It's not replayable in the fact that once you finish the game, you want to jump right back into it. You gotta, once you experience it for the first time, you can't play it anymore. Now, if you want to do it for a speed run or challenge yourself in different ways, yeah, go ahead and do it. And trying to find all the secrets, use a walk guide. If you want to do it like that, go ahead, that's fine. But it's like once you finish it and experience it, you want to take a moment back. You want to talk to people who have played it before and get their opinion, get their feedback, and then just wait a few years till you feel like when you play it, you got to kind of remember where stuff at. You got to kind of get back into that feeling so that it feels fresh.
Speaking of speedrunning Zelda games, AGDQ is a thing that's happening at the moment, by the way. And for AGDQ this year, they are speedrunning Breath of the Wild, all main quests, all divine beasts.
That's going to be
They're anticipating about 4 hours.
I wonder who they're going to do first.
I don't know. But that being said, AGDQ is an awesome charity event that you should all tune into on their Twitch channel. Search for Games Done Quick and check them out on Twitch. And if you have an extra $1 or $2 laying around, you should totally donate to their fundraising, their charity, which is the Prevent Cancer Foundation. That's a thing. They give away lots of fucking cool prizes too, all fucking week long. It's awesome. So if you've never experienced it, go check that shit out. That's one of my favorite things. It comes around twice a year, once in the winter, once in the summer. So free plug for GDQ. Go check their stuff out when you're done listening to our bullshit.
Yeah, because they're trying to get to $10,000. For I think something for a Super Mario Odyssey, I think, or for something like that. They're trying to do it.
There's lots of donation incentives as well. So if you don't care about a prize, donation incentives are cool too.
Yes. Yeah, so guys, go donate. Go check them out. Support.
But yeah. So in news, since we last convened the biannual gathering of hermits, we meet every 10 years, talk about caves. It's great fun. There was the lovely infographic talking about which consoles are most used to watch Pornhub.
Okay, and so let's break this one down because this is so funny.
I don't have it handy in front of me, but I'm gonna guess Eddie does. Thank Christ, because this thing is fucking awesome.
Yes. Okay, so the majority of streams are on PlayStation 4 with 56%, followed by
I want to stipulate real quick here. I did read through it, and in the fine print, just so you are aware, these numbers reflect the percentage of increase or decrease of users that are viewing Pornhub on these respective platforms.
Yes.
So it's not, saying
It is through the browser.
50%.
It's not an app or
Right,
anything.
right. Which, by the way, where the fuck is my Pornhub app for my Switch? Thank you very much.
Oh, we'll get into that one. So that's 56% on PlayStation 4, followed by
That was a
the
56% increase, correct?
um.
'Cause some of these decreased.
Well, yeah, there is a decrease, and I'll get to that one. This one is an increase, or this is like a total, because it just says with 56%. 56%. They don't say what increase or decrease.
No, that's what they're telling you. It's a 56% increase compared to last year.
So followed by the Xbox One with 32%. Apparently, the Nintendo's portable 3DS had a large increase in market share, but still only makes up 1% of game device traffic, according to their data. Also of note is that Nintendo's original Wii had a large decrease, while the updated Wii U now accounts for 5% of console visits. Most interesting of all is that Pornhub mentions a rumor app for the Nintendo Switch later this year that they will be happy to work on. Nintendo's newest Switch doesn't yet have a browser, although it's rumored that one will be implemented sometime in 2018, at which time you can be sure Pornhub's development team will work to ensure full support.
Now, that rumored browser, by the way.
And just to let everybody know that they said 36% of people who go to Pornhub are gamers. So that's all information that's included, all the percentage and stuff. 36% of gamers go and watch Pornhub on their
So
respective
if you
system.
go over to your friend's house and the controller has sticky buttons, you know why.
That's wow. That's another.
Cinnabon has sticky buttons. Pornhub has sticky buttons.
That's a different version, different thing of chips and Mountain Dew.
Oh God. So, yeah. So, heading off on the direction of this rumored web browser for the Switch, lots and lots of fervor, and who knows, by the time this goes up, there may already have been a thing. But there's been a lot of rumor and speculation that we're due for a Nintendo Direct on January 11th. As of recording, this is January 10th, but you won't get it till the 11th. Jesus Christ. It is a ferocious fervor of people wanting this unannounced Direct to tell us what's coming in 2018. And even Nintendo's been playing with people on this.
Yeah, people have been saying that they think John Cena's going to host it. I'm like,
John Cena might be on fire. So
that's Chibi Robo.
Yeah, well, maybe if you put the two things together, you get John Cena on fire.
Oh, wow. I actually was telling Corey that what if that Chibi Robo on fire was him being upset because he wasn't on Smash, and then he introduces the Smash port to Switch with Chibi Robo as one of the fighters. And that was one of his moves.
It could be. There's been some speculation in regards to the things that Nintendo's been posting on their Twitter.
Did you? Someone made a gift today with him animated on fire and all the robots from Nier Automata going around him in a circle. I fell out and laughed. I was just like, that is so perfect.
Yeah, if you want some internet trolling gold, go check out Nintendo of America's Twitter right now. Over the last couple days, there's been the thing where John Cena said, "I've got an announcement to make," and then there's a picture or a screenshot from Mario Odyssey, and if you pay attention to the background, there's a billboard that there's just enough things in front of it that what you can read says "New FE," and then we got a picture on Twitter of Chibi Robo on fire. And there was the hot dog from Tomodachi, the hot dog man from Tomodachi Life, because
Hmm.
we all know that you grill hot dogs over a fire. I think there's a strong case to be made that they're telling us that the upcoming direct is going to be about Fire Emblem.
Well, who knows? That might be. I know that's one. That'll probably be one of them. Another one that I think of course we'll get new amiibo. But I think they're going to talk about the Joy Cons, the Splatoon looking Joy Cons.
Uh-huh.
I think we'll actually get a release date of it because they did say it's coming this month in
Yeah,
January. So of course they'll mention something about that. Um,
I'm sure it'll be a quick footnote.
Yeah, they'll probably do some 3DS stuff updates too, cause like the sushi game, they might release some more info about Pikmin, uh, probably Fire Emblem Warriors 3DS, like some DLC content and stuff like that. And they might just like show some new games and compilations. Probably Project Octopath is going to be talked about. We'll probably get a
Oh
final name
God,
for
I
that.
hope so.
I say that they might get
I
that
want it.
game. That it might get a new demo. I think it's probably gonna get a new demo. They'll be talking about Lost Sphere too, because that comes out I think next week.
Real quick. So, but yeah, so been a fun thing going on. There's been lots of very impressive fakes done too,
Yeah, with the
that have been circulating.
firmware 5.50 or 5.0 something like that.
Yeah, 5.0.0.
Yeah, all of that. Even the person who made it came out and said that it was fake.
Yeah, hey, he did a great job. I'll give him props.
Yeah.
But in any case, um, that's really most of the news. It's been pretty quiet. Just
Well, the
everybody
swatting
bitching.
incident.
Oh, that's right. That
Yeah.
that did happen after the last time we talked.
Yeah.
Um,
It for
for
some
the record,
for before you say anything, Larry, that happened last year on a Thursday, but I heard the report about it on a Friday, and then I guess I want to say maybe that Monday or that Tuesday they I think that's when they charged him. Something like that. It was kind of weird because they said it happened Thursday, but they was reporting it on Friday because I didn't see it in any news, and I actually heard it on like NPR while driving. I'm like, how the heck did NPR get this? I'm like, what the heck?
yeah. So, first of all, fuck the dude that was responsible for this. I hope you have horrible, horrible things happen to you.
Oh, they're trying. I think they're gonna charge the other two people, uh, who caused this whole thing because it's something about like they were part of it. Like it's something like I think when you assist, I cannot think of the name of it, but they're thinking of going at. They're trying to go after them, and people have been giving the police video. I think there's a video of them actually talking.
Huh? Huh.
Yeah, they're investigating this whole matter about those two, and because they were both on the same team and they was voice chatting. I don't know if the voice chat got captured, but I think somebody was videotaping or doing some kind of audio where they could be heard. So we don't know what's going to happen with them, but they are going. I think they're trying to charge them, and they're going to be serving time for that.
Yeah, and they fucking should. So, a brief rundown for anybody that's not familiar. What swatting is? It's where you call in a threat to 911 that would trigger a response by the SWAT team to come bust into whoever's house you're fucking with. What transpired here went way tragically beyond that. Um, in the midst of course it was, fucking Call of Duty match. Um, person A tells person B to go SWAT person C. Person B doesn't want to do it, so person B basically puts in a random phone number instead and ends up getting through to 911.
No,
Well, Eddie, what's with
person
the
A,
Medea?
right? Person A and person B were arguing, or they was mad because they was losing and stuff. So person A was going to try to get was trying to swap person B, and so what
Well,
happened is person A called person C, or they were
the person that was told to go swat this guy didn't want to
person.
have that person's house swatted, so he basically
No, he
gave them
was
a fictional address,
he was he was
somebody else's random address.
uh um it starts with a T. Um I cannot think of it when you're making fun of someone that starts with a T and I can't think of it.
Swat.
No, not that. Well, yeah, they were all three were. But person A kind of like started this whole thing and called SWAT-tastic, who actually did the swatting. They person A called him, and so person A gave SWAT-tastic the fake address and everything. So when SWAT-tastic called it in to get us swatted, he had a machine and everything. They all went to his house, or they all went to the person that they killed's house. And the thing about it is, the person and their son doesn't own weren't gamers. They didn't even own the game. So when the dad came out of the door with his hands up, one of the policemen just ended up shooting him. Was aggressive, was nervous, whatever the case may be, ended up shooting him and killing him. And so they SWATtastic went online and got on a podcast and talked about on how he did it. Told him that he did the swatting, but he didn't kill the person because he wasn't there to shoot the gun. So he said all of this to a host on a podcast, and I think it's even on YouTube. And so they ended up charging him. Because he has some felony charges, and he wasn't convicted, but he I think was somehow found guilty or something, that because he did this before the swatting thing. So he might have been under house arrest or anything or something, but he really wasn't supposed to have any electronics, but he did for this to happen. So now SWATtastic was going to have felony charges against them, and that's why I said in the other two, they're looking for felony charges also for them. So all three of them will possibly be going to jail, serving time. I think it's 20 years for swatting, but if they get hit with first degree murder or conspiracy to that, they're going to get longer than that.
No, it's just the swatting thing to me is just the epitome of shitty people in our community. And keep in mind, these are the stories that the media picks up, and this is the rest of the world's view of us. It's bad.
Right. And we haven't,
fuck's sakes, get your shit together.
And we haven't had a swatting story in a while.
Yeah, the other thing too is that this one made news because this is the first instance of swatting that resulted in a fatality as well.
Yeah. And my thing is, even if they were surrounding the house, they told the man to come out with his hands up, and he did that and got killed for it.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication or lack of communication. Left hand didn't quite know what the right hand was doing, and something that one of them told him to do to somebody else on the outside looked like he was going for a weapon, and so they took the shot and killed him.
The sad thing about it is that it's like, if all of that stuff was happening, why didn't y'all not see the neighbors? Because that house had to be by some neighbors.
I've seen the view too. It's they had one guy inside the kitchen with this dude, and there was another on the outside of the house, on the side, looking into the kitchen window. So one guy was inside with the front view and could talk to the guy directly. The other guy had some distance, was seeing this person from the side view, and was in the process of reaching for identification in his wallet. From the outside, from the side, looked like he was reaching for a weapon, and the guy outside didn't know that the guy inside had told him to reach for his wallet, and that's what he was doing. And so, poor guy got popped in the head. So it's a fucking tragic mess. Fuck this shit. This needs to stop immediately. Yeah. It needed to stop long ago. This is your indicator that it's just been allowed to go on too fucking long.
Well, it is a felony, and I thought I'm on other podcasts I said that because it is a felony, and I thought they were supposed to get they might end up getting up to life in prison.
I thought they're trying to peg him for murder as well.
Yeah, and see, I thought that if you even did swat it and you got caught, it was automatic life in prison. That's what I thought it was, but it's not. I think you serve up to 20 years for that, 5 to 20 years. I think depending on what the swatting is, but if they catch you, you're automatically serving time. There's no and ifs or buts about it. And I think it's a $5,000 to $10,000 fine.
Mm-hmm. It's hefty as it fucking should be.
But all three, all of Swatastic we know is going to jail. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. How long he's going, we'll see what the charge is going to be when they finalize it.
However long he goes is not long enough.
Well, they said up to 20 years.
Not long enough.
Well, we'll see. If
there is a wife and child that lost a husband and a father.
Yep.
It is not long enough.
Yep.
So, on that unfortunate note, I think we've covered most of the big shit, really.
Yeah.
If we end up with a direct, we will definitely hit you all up with the news with another Warp World episode. It's been a hot minute since we've had one. But in any case, that's it. Check us out on our home at shoutengine.com. You can, of course, find us on all the best podcast platforms, including Shout Engine, Google Play Music, and iTunes, where you can leave us a review and rate our podcast. We like those. We like that feedback.
Yes.
We like good feedback even better. We're out there on the Facebooks and the Twitters and the YouTubes, which reminds me, Corey should be back soon. We should be getting some, we should be going back to full-blown video episodes as well for the YouTube channel, where we are hosted on NGR's phenomenal YouTube channel. Go check that out and all the other cool shit that they do. You will realize very quickly how much of a podcast whore Eddie is. He just can't keep his damn legs shut. We are out there on the Twitters and the Twitches, and go check those things out. Go find us. Go like us. Go follow us. Go share us with your friends.
Yes.
We make no money from this, but it's still a thing that fills the void in our lives by talking to you.
Oh.
So, other than that, I think we're good. I vote we call it a night. I'm exhausted.
All right. And with that, everybody, we'll see you next time on World 101 Podcast. Bye.
Peace.